What the hell? Go, go, baby! Get out of here! Not today! You ain't taking my... Whoa! Oh! What did I tell you? I said don't let me get heated with the longbow, baby! Bow, bow! I got I'm insane, bro! I'm insane! I'm the best! I'm the best! I pull those clutches out all the time.
Are you ready to fight?
No problem.
Good!
No
now get
problem.
out of my way!
I'm insane, bro!
Hello, 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 hello. How are we doing? How are we doing? AO3, my man. Good to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic. Bong, hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I don't know what the hell was going on, bro. It's okay. It started to stable out now, bro. We were red barring on the OBS. It says that I've dropped 11,547 frames, which would technically be 58% of the frames that you guys just watched. And just like you were saying, Bong, when I've got this on preview over here on my phone as well, and it was not lagging. I wasn't seeing any sort of lag. Granted, we weren't like technically doing anything. Oh, look, it's gone back down to red bar. We're red barring again. Am I lagging? Am I lagging? Am I moving proper? Are you guys seeing all that? Eurism, good evening, Kato. Hello, hello. You're fucking red barring me again, bro. It's red barring me again, and I don't know if it's just the OBS tripping. OBS be lying, dude. OBS be lying. right, well, once we get into the game, holler at me. Let me know if it's dropping frames. We might have to reset the stream here. I don't think I can close OBS and reboot it without it shutting down the live stream, so hopefully it's just an OBS tweaking issue here. It's now gone up to 13,000 dropped frames, though. But I didn't notice anything dropped in the little preview that I watched, so who knows? Who knows? Do we have yet another update coming out tonight? And how's the lag been inside of the deep desert? Did they truly fix it with last night's patch? You know, I would assume it's like my internet type thing, but if we were actually dropping that many frames, you guys, the stream would be so laggy right now. I'd probably be jumping all over the place. But even on my see in my studio, my YouTube dashboard says the connection's excellent. Man, OBS lying to me, bro. OBS lying. Ooh, it's lying. I don't like seeing that number go up though. It's causing me anxiety. I'd be lying if I said that big fat red bar on the screen wasn't causing me anxiety.
I dream.
All right, it's green barred now. Fantastic. You know what I need to do? I need to check DoGap. We got to check DoGap. I haven't been on DoGap in a while. Let's make sure that first off our power's up, and second off that our taxes are paid. I think I paid the taxes last, so our power's probably just about cooked, if I'm being honest. Oh, you know what? I didn't look on the main screen. It didn't immediately come to my notice or attention, and typically it does. I didn't even see if there was a downtime coming in. Oh my gosh, back down to the red bar. Fantastic, fantastic. I didn't even see if there was a downtime. I didn't see them announce it on Discord either, though, and they usually do that as well. Mm-hmm. Boy, I wish you could still jump dodge inside of Arcane and Harco Village. Isn't that that's such a weird mechanic for them to have taken out? That buggy loading screen makes me think there's gonna be every weapon attachment later. What do you mean? Oh. What did they have on the buggy screen?
You again?
Apparently there used to be ornithopters inside of Arcane and Harco Village that had machine guns on them, John, and they took the machine guns off of them recently. Somebody was saying there's one of those loading screens that's also somebody was saying there's a loading screen that's also an assault ornithopter with las gun looking beams flying off of it. There's no way those sell on this server. Dude, it says we've dropped so many frames. We're coming in smooth, though, aren't we? Because YouTube says it's coming in smooth. I don't know what's going on with OBS. I don't know if those are just, like, predicted frames that it's expecting to have been dropped, but none of them have actually been dropped. If we were dropping that many frames, though, me swiping across that world map would have been laggy as hell. Everyone undercut the circuit gauntlets on the market. Damn, what are the circuit gauntlets down to? Fine on YouTube? Alright, that's good. I'm gonna try to ignore this number that keeps going up then. Seems to be some sort of facade. What are the circuit gauntlets down to, Eurism? Because that's one of the schematics that's, no way they're only 90 mil already. No way they're all the way down to 90 mil already. On what server, though, John? On what server? Because circuit gauntlets were selling for 280-something mil. On this server yesterday. Bro, things be taking, like, the biggest sorts of dives, dude. That's actually crazy. That's a crazy dive. It makes me wonder if it's mainly because there was just a bunch of circuit gauntlets that people had stashed in their chests, or if possibly enough people were rolling them off of the labs. Either way, that is madness.
On infiltration instead of invasion. On subversion instead of elections. On intimidation.
Posted yours for 240, sitting at the top now. Damn. Hey! Attila coming in, dropping that sub over on YouTube. Hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing fantastic. Yeah, Harmony's completely fallen into disarray, John, because that was something I did as well. And then all of the schematics that I was holding on to because of the new Deep Desert loot layout, all of the schematics that I was holding on to have now just completely tanked in price, barring, like, maybe just a couple. So I would totally agree with you, and that was what I was doing as well. I had, you know, a little stockpile of schematics that I would sell, one here, one there when we needed it. But straight up, with all of the schematics being on the loot table, almost everything has just completely tanked in price. And over on Harmony, it's even worse because there's so many people out there running that instanced free full loot, and they can do it on 3 separate instances. So it's not even all just relegated to one instance, it's all 3 separate instances. So that whole, like, 5-hour loot spawn timer that a lot of people are having to deal with does happen on Harmony, but they can hit the loot 3 times over. The Executor gauntlets getting pumped down to 90 million is crazy. Yeah, the longer you sit on those, John, the more worthless they're going to be. Same thing goes, like, if you were leaving the game, storing a bunch of schematics, bad idea. Because Tier 7's going to come out, and all of the schematics that you were holding on to that were worth something are going to be just as worthless as the Tier 5 ones are. No, I was doing the same thing. I was doing the same thing. We've since practically dumped all of the schematics that we've had, and if it's a schematic that I didn't dump, it's because it was already worthless. No Battlefield 6, Grodius. I'm just not really into the multiplayer die respawn. I was watching some Battlefield 6 earlier, just a little bit ago, and I was like, oh, cool, you know? But at the same time, it is just, you know, die respawn, die respawn, die respawn, and I'm telling you, I'm just not... That's just not the gameplay loop that I like to, I can play those types of games for like 45 minutes. So I'm not going to spend $80 to play the game for 45 minutes before I start to get bored with it, right? The one thing that would have maybe changed that is had I played like the Battlefield 6 beta and just really, really, really enjoyed my time playing that. But again, it was just like, okay, this is multiplayer, die, respawn. It's redundant. It gets old. It gets old quick. One thing I'm excited for with Battlefield in particular, though, is the Battle Royale that they're expected to be coming out with. That was the main reason that I even decided to play the Battlefield 6 little test that they put on. That was the only reason I decided to play that, was to kind of dip my toes in preparation for the Battle Royale. Yeah, the cannon fodder simulator, the lack of weight to your life is what drives me nuts, you know? Like, I want weight to when I die. Otherwise, I will just run out like a chicken with my head cut off, right? No strategy needs to be implemented because it doesn't matter. Die, live, I just respawn. Doesn't matter. You jump into a battle royale, you've got weight behind the stuff that you're losing, the match that you're losing, and that's actually why I'm really excited for the upcoming Arc Raiders, test, and then the subsequent launch of Arc Raiders, because there's weight behind your life, and I can really, really, really get sucked into some real risk versus reward PvP I can get down on. I haven't pre-ordered Arc yet. Not for any reason in particular. I'm already planning on playing Arc, but I do want to, like, I might jump into this playtest and be like, you know what? Actually, extraction shooters just aren't it for me. That's entirely possible, right? Not out of the realm of possibility. That's why I'm excited that they are coming out with this playtest. Gonna give me a chance to sink my teeth into it before we inevitably pre-order it, because we'll be definitely getting down on some Arc. How long do I hold on to items before tossing them? Depends on what item. Depends on what item. But yeah, I think you're on the right page. Anything below 75%, and you start to get into a bit of a danger zone area where your stuff doesn't last very long while you're out there anymore. So if it goes below 75%, that's when I'm looking at replacing it, right around there. Maybe you'll run it down to like 60%, depending on what it is. Like these suspensor belts, I'll probably run these suspensor belts down to the bone, or at least down to like 50%. But that's just because I'll just carry like 4 of them on me. No big deal. No big deal. Yeah, I've never played an extraction shooter, Kato, so it'll be a new experience for me. However, it does somewhat remind me of like the RuneScape Wilderness style PvP, high risk, high reward type stuff, which I can get into. I'm a little bit concerned because it is a third person shooter. A little bit concerned about the third person shooter aspect. Also, typically I like my PvP to stay PvP. We start mixing in PvE encounters and shit like that into the middle of a fight. And I'm just definitely going to be, there will most definitely be a point in time when we're playing Arc Raiders where I get mega pissed off that I lost a fight because of some freaking PvE. You know what I mean? But that's just kind of like the name of the game when it comes to the extraction shooters. But the high risk, high reward might be something that really sinks its teeth in. Everything looks in order, I believe. Ten to 15 more slots. What do you mean slots for what? When does the next tier come out in Dune? March? I don't fucking know, dude. I have no idea. Whenever the first expansion comes out, bro, I don't even know. I have no clue, to be honest. Tier 7's gonna come out with the full first expansion. I'm convinced that they're basically going to completely abandon PvP, as they kind of already have. But even more so, all of the Tier 7 schematics are going to come out of a PvE zone. All of the Tier 7 ores are going to come out of a PvE zone. The components will probably come out of a PvE zone. And then the 15% of a PvP update that we get is probably going to be some battlegrounds of some sort. And they'll literally probably just leave the deep desert as a bit of like a relic in time. Hey, Forge Boots, very nice. That's a good land. That's actually a very good land. There's still some times where you, even now with the loot system, where you can end up rolling RNG on a pretty good item. But it's only a matter of time before enough people roll that RNG, and now that item's flooded the market. We're not dropping frames. We're smooth. Eurism, do we look smooth over on Twitch? Are we not lagging on Twitch? OBS now says that we've dropped 44,000 frames. 43,997 frames to be specific. It's just now jumped into the green bar for like the longest it's been. I swear it's bouncing in and out. And I don't understand. Because YouTube says it has an excellent connection and doesn't seem to be lagging. And when I was looking at Twitch, that didn't seem to be lagging either. But I tell ya, 44,000 frames being dropped is substantial. OBS is tripping. Is that base still up? January, February, March. Nah, it's probably mine. What's weird is the OBS says I'm dropping frames. YouTube says the connection is excellent, and even looking at the dashboard, I'm not dropping any frames. I don't know how to re-enable the stream so I can see the preview on Twitch. Got this mega ping problem as well now, too. Leah, good morning. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic. We got that mega ping going on and also super dropped frames. We might have to reboot the stream, to be honest. Number 3, Kato, number 3. Dude, I don't fucking know, man. We're not dropping frames, dude. Even when I do look at the Twitch preview over on my phone, that thing looks fine. OBS just wants to trigger my anxiety tonight. I think I'm going to... Oh, that didn't fucking... That's not what I wanted to do. Trying to drag that number somewhere out of my peripheral vision so I stop looking at it go up. Because I look at the chat and I see that where you've dropped a shitload of frames and it's sitting in a red bar for some reason. Also, they did really, really good on the ping. They did really good on the ping, by the way, with the update that they did. Fantastic. Yeah, Blade, I'm not seeing any either, which is what's weird. Super duper weird. That's all right. We'll keep it running. Let me know if it starts lagging out, but it seems to be running just fine. We'll keep it running. It's just OBS playing tricks on me. Typically, when I close out of Dune and I reopen Dune Awakening, it fixes that lag. So let's hope that the ping is now disappeared. Number 3, Kato. Number 3 was the instance that had the big base as well. I'm not positive if that base is still up. I'm not positive if it's expanded. I have no idea what's going on. Tanit, good evening, my friend. Good evening. Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. We're doing good. We're doing good. Apparently, the stream says it's dropped literally fucking 50,000 frames, which it's lying to me about, seemingly. But we're doing good otherwise. And I just figured out a way to cover up that number, so I don't even know how many frames we've dropped. So let me know if it starts lagging. But other than that, the thing is running fine, and we're doing fantastic. There's a couple bases that we actually left here over on F6 yesterday, Kato. There was a couple of them. The L-shaped base, the whatchamahoosit type base, the one thing or another.
I dream
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. So we've got some things. We got a bit of some updates going on in the channel here. I suppose that we should talk about right quick, maybe. Talk about right quick. Wife. I'll actually probably wait for that scene to transition. My wife is going out of town for a week. She's got some unfortunate family affairs that she needs to go help out with and take care of. Thus, it's going to be just me and my child. So it's not going to do much to the live streams or the schedule, as like we've already kind of have this whole live streaming schedule worked around being able to work with the child and whatnot. But it is going to possibly change up the 24-hour streams that we have set up for Arc Raiders and Gridmaster. However, the kid is on a, and can be anyways, on a bit of a fall break from school. So we may also turn it into a bit of dad and son mega gaming marathon week. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Just if there's a live stream or two that ends up missing throughout the next week in preparation for these Arc Raiders and Gridmaster live streams, it's just because we're taking care of some shit. We're doing some things. Curiosity killed the cat. I checked. We're still red barred. Maybe this is just the ping that we're always playing with. You know what I mean? Because if you guys remember yesterday, the fight we were getting in was so damn rough. The fight we were getting in yesterday was so damn rough. The parries weren't playing through at the time I was clicking them. Abilities weren't functioning properly. We were hitting them on my screen, but clearly, obviously not hitting them. A bit of like almost desync and ping seeming issues going on. Bit of insanity. We've got the same ping going on in the Haga Basin. Yeah, Haga Basin lag is one thing, man. Until they fix the way their server calculates those bases, that's going to be going on continuously through and through forever. But yeah, typically the bar shuts off, Blade, is what I'm saying. And last night when we were fighting, there was no ping bar up at the top, not from what I remember. So I don't know. Like I said previously, relogging usually always cleared the lag inside of the deep desert. This time it didn't. I'm thinking maybe it was some sort of visual bug. We weren't actually clearing the lag. We were just preventing the game from telling me what ping I was at when, which might actually explain some of like the rubber banding effects that happen when we're fighting and the constant shit, it seems. Though, I mean, realistically, my ping should be like 40 on this server max. We did it! Yay! We did it. Minimal effort, maximal loot. Yes, maximal is now a new word. You know what's funny? Even in the bit of Battlefield 6 gameplay that I've seen so far today, and I haven't watched a lot, you know, so keep that in mind, but it's been more small maps. Are there big maps in that game? What the fuck is going on, bro? Like, I went into the Battlefield test expecting to get my very first Battlefield experience, and it just felt like I was playing Call of Duty, which I didn't want to go play. And then all of the footage that I've seen today, all of the tiny little bits of clips that I've seen today and stuff that I've watched today. All like small map shit. Where's all the Battlefield moments on the big maps and whatnot? Dude, I've just been researching these schematics. I'm not even bothering I'm not even bothering taking them to the auction house. Not even worth it. Good evening, my friend. Good evening. Oh, our ping's in the green. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We got lied to. Oh, no man, no mind. It's back. It's back. It disappeared for a second. If we just don't address that it disappeared, maybe it'll never come back, right? Oh my goodness gracious, we're on the full green bars too. Nobody, fingers crossed, nobody hold their breath. Everything is smoothed out. Nice. You're so lucky I can't dry fire! What? God, these things suck, dude. Why are there like fucking 15 birds in the sky? Eurism, or who? Eurism, don't go down! Eurism, get the fuck up! Get up! Get up! Eurism, it's not worth it! There's like 15 birds in the sky. I don't know what the hell that was. Was that F6? Why did 15 birds pop out? It was F6. Bro, are there still 15 people sitting there holding F6 down? Freaks. Cover my bosom. Cover my bosom, cover my bosom. My buns, my buns, my buns. Dang it. It's not letting me in. It's college all over again. Let me in! Oh, almost got it. It's all about the timing. It's just like with the ladies. It's all about the timing. You gotta schmooze them. You gotta arrest them. Alright, well, fuck it. It's not worth it. What are you pinging? What are you pinging? Who's shooting missiles? I don't see any missiles being shot. All 15 of those ornithopters back there? Well, good thing you got back in your thing, yeah? Also, goosh, that almost makes me want to swap skills. That almost makes me want to respec and pull out some heavy weapon paired with death from above. But the ancient way doesn't track for shit now, dude. There's no way that missile should have missed the guy, and instead it just takes, like, the worst path to them. It's so weird. Missiles flying right out of at the guy. I might as well freehand shot him and would have hit him at the trajectory I shot it at. And instead, the missile decides to go behind the guy before pulling a 180-degree turn and then just missing him. The hell are we doing? They dicked the ancient way so bad. I don't even know when or why they changed it. The lock-on used to be perfect. Haga just crashed? Fantastic. Looks like these guys' base didn't last. Well. Here lies the base that we were gonna raid. This is where I was looking. This is where I was looking. Makes you wonder, where was their sub-fief? Couldn't have been much lower than this. Unless it was in the terrain. Well, that wasn't the momentum that you want, you know? That wasn't the momentum you want when you're jumping off of a cliff. Well, that's more what we're looking for. What is that? What is a sub-fief doing here? Come on. Okay, taking more shots than I was expecting. I mean, three, really? Four? Seriously? Okay, maybe shotguns are ass at raiding. We got company. He's parking. Ooh, what a shot. That one was not as good. Oh, they're coming. Oh no, that's just an ornithopter. Bro, I thought that was a guy. Tell me that didn't look like a guy. Yeah, 3 or more. 3 or more Eurism. Damn, that was close. Honestly, Kato, we might as well just go look for bases. That's what we're out here doing. No need to wait for all 4 of these guys to come flying in. No need at all. I mean, presumably these guys just went in and hit that one then. It kind of looked like what they all pulled off to do. We could have maybe flown over to where they went to park and continued to chase them. Though I don't think that would have led to anything. You know, we hit him with that very first rocket. Looked like it did a decent chunk of damage to his wing. He did pull over to repair his wing, I'm pretty sure. Interesting, interesting. Hang on. We back. It's always harder to see these bases during the day. I'm gonna start flying low though, because the bases and the ships, like we were saying, I don't think render in once you're at a certain height. God, what sucks about the multiple instances is these Titanium and Stravidium Islands used to be a surefire place to not only, this is a lab as well, to not only find a base, but find some PvP to get into. It's always hard to tell if it's AI or not. You know? Well, now we're not getting scans? What the hell? Yeah, these used to always be a surefire spot to find a base. Not only a base, but some people. 3 instances now. There's no real reason to fight over resources. So if somebody sees a base on instance 1, they go put one up on instance 2 or instance 3. And realistically, it just means that none of them have a base on them because there's no competition for the shit anymore. So everybody's got all that they could possibly need. This island does look like it was recently mined out, like on this side right here. But again, there's no forward operating base or anything. Oh, is that an assault? Oh no. Those are both friendlies. Yep, no forward operating base, no nothing. We mainly checked instance 3 last night because instance 3 had that big base on it. Now that the big base is gone, we should definitely do a sweep of the other instances as well. Driver, good evening, my friend. We're doing all right. We are doing all right. The stream... Nope, never mind. Spoke too soon. God, the stream says it's dropping frames, but on none of the services does it seem to actually be dropping frames. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Aside from that weird glitch, we're doing good. We're doing good. Could always be worse. My ping is sitting at a constant 105 too, so like maybe it's just something going on. I don't know. I don't know what that is, driver. Obtain valuables from a house in Varlamore. What do you get? What do you get? I'm getting fucking teased. Alchemy at no room cost, prayer benefits, noted items from shops, and more. What do you mean, and more? Sorry, what are we pinging over here? I'm coming, sorry. I'm coming. We were checking out the Gridmaster reveal. I was a bit distracted. Deep Desert Death Race. Oh, very nice. Oh, a base. You found a base, huh? No way. No way. Oh my goodness. It's not just a base. This is a hidden base. It's a hidden base that's not shielded. It's not even shielded. Las guns out, ladies and gentlemen. This base is ours. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. Oh. My goodness gracious. Can you believe it? Like little hidden rooms looking over here, huh? Damn, bro. I'm surprised you even found that base, Irism, for real. I'm surprised you even found this thing. That was pretty damn well hidden. Pretty well hidden. Very nice. Very nice. Nothing better than a base that you find that has its shields down, I tell ya. I tell ya, not having to wait for the storm and being able to delete the thing, hell yeah. Was there even anything further north? No, I'm in the I section. I'm in the I section. Sometimes I fly and I don't even know where I'm going. That one's on me. What was that? What was that noise? Oh. Is that an ornithopter? No, that's just a sky thing, right? Yeah. Come on in, Mr. Ship. Come on in. We're waiting for you. Give us that easy loot. You know what I mean? Give us that easy loot. This is probably the ship that base that you just found, Eurism, was hitting on repeat. Oh, it's falling. I was like, damn, we got all the way above it. We got all the way above it. No, it's falling, dude. Never mind. Was that on this server, driver? And very nice, very nice. Yeah, we've yet to do anything like that, but it sounds fun. Dear God. The juice. A lot of Executor coming out of those. This is my fault. Every time I cannot go into frickin' Arcane anymore. Well, now I still can't hear Kato. I still can't hear Kato. But I can't go into Arcane anymore with my damn headset on, or the thing on. Hey, very nice, very nice. If you guys want to take that back to the thing, do it up for sure. I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna probably fly around and look for bases on my way to take these schematics back as well. Just go research them or whatever. Yeah, is that big ramp? Is that big ramp, driver? I think I saw somebody set up a ramp that basically led into the sand. And I was like, "Oh, this is definitely for some sort of vehicle death race." Fun. Oh, that's me, that's me. Man, it's actually wild that you pull some of the best schematics out of those ships. It almost makes them not the best schematics to pull anymore with how easy they are. Man, driver, I've had so much going on outside of the live streams. It's actually been crazy. It's actually been crazy, and today was wild as well. I was uncertain as to what the whole next week was going to look like with the live streams, and still kind of am. I just have not had time to play any sort of game outside of the live streams for real. Especially the content, pushing out content after the live streams as well. It's been so damn busy on top of all like the crazy IRL shit that's been going on. Don't you worry, they call me the doorman. That's not mine. Okay, give me a damn second here. Some banging going on that I feel reverberating through my feet. I'm gonna go make sure my wife and kid are fine. She's cutting his hair right now, so she's probably just moving stuff in the bathroom and it's reverberating through my feet. Give me a second though. You really want to get back into streaming, but being a bus driver and your hours you put into that 5 days a week, no, I feel ya, driver, I feel ya. Streaming's a whole nother freaking ball game too. So when I was making content right prior to going live with Dune Awakening, I was working at Walmart practically full time on top of doing the content full time. It was a lot. It was a lot. And if I were to want to throw streaming into that entire mix, the streaming schedule would be completely different. It would be completely and totally different. You just kind of got to like work around what you got going on. You know what I mean? And realistically, you don't need to put in 8, 12-hour streams 5 days a week to find any sort of success out here. A lot of it has to do with timing, and I think the only thing that I can attribute the Dune Awakening stream success to is the videos that we posted before the very first live stream, because we weren't streaming at all before Dune Awakening. I was just posting a bunch of videos about Dune Awakening, talking about the very first live stream and pushing people towards the very first live stream for like a couple months in advance to running this, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. A couple nice crashing ship loot and base rating. What do you mean? Oh, for the streams. Yeah, that's all you need, driver. That's all you need. That's all you need. No, but realistically, streaming's a whole nother freaking ball game, dude. I know less about the streaming aspect of content creation than I do when it comes to like making videos. That's why I'm saying when we swap games and start putting out like a bunch of Arc Raiders streams or a bunch of RuneScape streams, it's gonna be learning how to take that gut punch of the viewer dip all over again. Because doing that on a
throw down like a little crate.
You guys don't have access to that? You don't have access to this?
Let me see. Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, you could just take whatever out of there too, and when you take off, just fill up and take out, no big deal. I'm just dumping whatever in there.
Sure. I'm just gonna dump some schematics in there real quick.
Well, bam. I say we go check another instance. We've pretty well looked through the entirety of this one. I say we go check another one. You know which one we should check? We should check instance number 1. Echo had a lot of things going on over on instance number 1. And we first rolled into the stream yesterday, hitting up the base raid with that. But no, I'm well accustomed to taking the gut punch of a viewer dip when I'm swapping games over on YouTube. Live streaming's a whole nother ballpark because when you take the viewer dip when you're live streaming, it's like it's easy to sit here and stream with you guys. Like honestly, it is you guys. It's easier to sit here and stream with you guys rather than talking to myself. And if you go back on the channel, I'm pretty sure I have live streams, VODs opened up on the channel. I'm not opposed to sitting there and talking to myself, but we can only do that for like 4 hours. That hidden base was actually wild, Kato, yeah. Them hidden ones, especially at nighttime, that was a good find. That was a juicy find. Oh, let's take a look at the Steam player count. Let's take a look at the Steam charts here. A 24-hour peak of 15,000. Damn, bro. Damn, dude.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
We don't have any bases locked on this server anyways, or on this instance anyways. This is probably close to the same time as it's going to hit on the other instances, though, so we got a good hour to go scout a base on instance 1. Well, have the developers of Dune Awakening even at all scheduled some sort of developer live stream where they plan on talking about anything? Or has it all just been like super hush hush? Because I remember the last we heard about this, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to have a developer stream where we talk about server merges in a couple weeks. And that was like a month ago. So. Also. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. I'm curious. It would be funny, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Blade, that's what I was actually getting ready to ask. I was getting ready to ask, what do you guys think the chances are them 3 got caught up in all of the layoffs? You know what I mean? Oh shit. Oh shit. Let me take a look at the Deep Desert map this week, so we can hopefully scout this a little bit more efficiently, rather than hitting it up the middle. Okay. So there's a lab in H2, and then the shipwreck in H6, and then the spice field. Boom. And then the titanium field. Okay. I'm gonna hit up this left side on instance 1. What are you missing? Like Plastanium driver? What are you missing? I know you're currently like running 2 servers though, aren't you? Also, if you ever need a fabricator, all of the fabricators are okay. Well, now I can loot this guy's. Oh, it's dropped. He dropped it on the ground. Okay. It's not a body. He dropped it. Somehow the ping got even worse over here. Cool. Geez, like substantially worse over here. Are we gonna have to relog every time we swap instances of the Deep Desert? Relogging only put me down at like 100 ping anyways. What the fuck, dude? We're gonna have to re-invite these parties. And I'm gonna relog. Well, now it's dropping. Is it going to drop back down to 100? No. Bro, it takes Dune forever to fully close down. $69. No, thank you. No, thank you. Steam didn't break the 16,000 player count number on this 24-hour stint here. First day at the 15,000 mark. Him is convinced that it's going to be down to 8,000 by December. I think it'll sit between 12 and 15,000 all the way into the first expansion. I think it's bottoming out here, and it'll bottom out at 12 to 15,000. Now, they keep doing pretty drastic things. They keep doing pretty drastic things like this Deep Desert Loot Pool rework, which might kill off the player count even more. Like, this Deep Desert Loot Pool rework, really, we're not going to know whether or not this was a good move for a couple of weeks. It's going to be a couple of weeks before we know whether or not this is a good move. And I tell you, from what it's done to the market in just a matter of 3 days is, it's shocking. You know, it's shocking.
I
Yeah, Grey Wolf, I agree with you. I agree with you. I said it even before it dropped that it was going to oversaturate the market. And lo and behold, 2 days in, the market's been oversaturated 90% of the 90% of it anyways. Oh, I love how it's saying 159 milliseconds of ping, but it put that in the green bar. Cool. Hmm. You might have to disband that party and reinvite people. Yeah, what's actually funny, Driver, and was something I could have never predicted, is that Pincushion somehow came out as one of the schematic sets that held the most value. Executioner. Bro, I'm telling you, when we were heading into the full loot week of Dune Awakening, I was paying 2 million Solari for some Mendex, which is tier 5. I was paying 2 million Solari for some tier 5 gear. We're paying 2 million Solari for 2 tier 6 gear now. Executors and bulwarks. What was previously something people fought an entire week over. Yeah, man. Crazy. Give me a minute. Man, you picked up the new still suit for 5 mil. Somebody paid 20 million Solari for the gloves. Weirdos. Frickin' weirdos, driver, I tell ya. I put them up for 20 million as a joke. I didn't think they would sell. On what server, Metal? And yeah, I bet you guys rolled out of there with a good chunk of schematics, I tell ya. I tell ya, I tell ya, I tell ya. Oh. Bro, this fucking fly time kills me, dude. There we go. Finally. We're finally into the PvP zone. Fantastic. Yeah, I was over on the DoGap server right when we booted up the live stream to make sure the power was good there. And I was looking at the auction house, seeing what sort of schematics were for sale. First off, the price that people were asking for some of the schematics they were trying to sell was hilarious. It was a hilarious price considering how easy it would be to get those schematics, and especially on something like DoGap. Simple. Leah, you gotta invite Eurism. Leah's the one, oh, Kato, never mind, sorry. You got Kato in, good. Is that a spice field? Or is that the shadow dicking around? It's either a spice field or it's a shadow dicking around. I can't tell. I think it's a spice field. Yeah, it's like half a spice field. That's weird. Let's do a quick sweep of these islands right here. See if there's any spice forward operating base to speak of. We gotta start checking these cracks right here in these islands because as Eurism clearly found, they be tucking their bases. Something just happened. Hagen, you absolute madman, coming in dropping a community sub over on Twitch. Not only blessing your boy, but hooking somebody up in the chat with a membership. Whoever got it, welcome, welcome. A sub, I should say. A sub, I should say. We appreciate you, my friend. We do, we do. You're absolutely crazy. I tell you what, Hagian's crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I asked my wife today, and I was like, am I crazy? And she said, no, you're not crazy. said the Hagian guy, and he's crazy. She said Hagian's crazy. Hey. Hey. Oh, we're hitting it. We're hitting it. Hagian, we appreciate you, my man. My man, we most definitely do. We most definitely do. We've got a bogey sighted. Instance 3. Okay, yeah, driver, holler at me. Let me know if you find any bases. I know we've got one base on instance 3 at... Jeez, I really disorganized myself here. I know we've got one base over on instance 3 at F6. A base over there? Okay, good. Fantastic. We're, I believe, like 30 minutes away from the next storm. Possibly even 40 minutes away from the next storm. It could be 20. In between 20 and 40 minutes away from the next storm. So definitely mark what tile that's on in your brains. Hopefully you hold on to it a little bit more than I do, because I often forget. But mark what tile that's on, and for sure. For sure. I think we still have time to scout, though, for sure. We've got at least 40 minutes, I would say. 30 at least. But Hagian, my man, we appreciate you. Well. What do we have here? I see your rockets, boy. Do I look dumb to you? Did you equip rockets just to come down and fire at somebody and nobody's here? Man, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Douglas, good evening, my friend. Good evening. I hope you're doing fantastic. Good to see you. Trying to keep an eye on this asshole while also trying to look for bases around this piece of island here. What kind of base did you guys find? A big base? Little itty bitty base? I'm curious. I think probably the best bases to find nowadays would be right up on this I row. Somebody using it as a forward operating base to store schematics while they hit the ships. Did they fix the respawn timers yet on crates? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. The stream says it's dropped 81,000 frames, but is since smoothed out. Again, let me know if it's lagging. Also, it didn't drop 81,000 frames, so I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why it's giving me that number. It didn't drop that many frames. I was watching it. It looked fine. 25% of the frames that have been shown so far have been dropped, it's what it says. So basically, people have been watching me for an hour and a half now. Skip about 25% of the time. I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, the base is on 3. It's like E5 or E6 or something like that, driver. It's at the very top of a hill, just like a big square. A big square thing with some one things. If you're fuck driver. I think you're on the second guild though. I didn't add anybody to the perms, so I don't know if you'll be able to get into that. Oh, I forgot. It's a bit hit and miss, Kato. Like, or Chris, sorry. First off, we play at like a pretty dead time on the server, right? Like, we do play at the lowest populated time on the server. So Echo was in here yesterday saying they had all sorts of things going on. Entropy said it's been wild. We've had plenty of encounters. It's not like there's not people out here constantly. It's just the encounters have kind of shifted. You have these people flying around, hitting up the crashed ships, grabbing schematics and taking them back. And then you have people who hit up labs really quickly, grab schematics and take it back. Now, yesterday on F6, we had a couple of guilds building bases right next to the PvP ships, which is actually huge. And if that was the type of PvP we could get into on a weekly basis with some of these guilds building almost like camping style bases by these labs and ships where they keep a scout out on the people trying to fly in and out and grab the loot, I can get down on that. We had some fun yesterday. But that being said, it's just a bit weird. It's just a bit weird now. Oh, golly. Who's number 2 here? And number 3. There's actually 3. No, is that a shadow? He's probably like, what the fuck sort of moves is he pulling? The best sort of moves, buddy. The best sort of moves, pal. Buddy old pal. That might be one of our people. That might be one of our people. Where are you at? Oh, it's a bad person. I see, I see, I see. I thought you were much closer. Yeah, I heard him. And he's gone. Two shell bursters and an MK6 Hummingbird. Very nice. Yeah, I'm telling you, those ships are minimal effort, maximum loot, and it's crazy. What is that? What the fuck is that? Oh, it's an already busted ship? Damn, how you still managed to miss me? Oh, caught that one. Fucking hell. Uh-oh. Not quite, my friend, not quite. Close, but no cigar. And there it is. Man, that fucking whoop-de-whoop is stupid. Bro, is it not affecting him when I hit him with my grapple? It doesn't seem to be affecting him at all. Xena, good evening. Good to see you. For some reason, I thought that was, Leah, for some reason. Oh, you know, there's several things you can do to stay in the air that long, Xena, to be honest. Suspensor efficiency, power thing, whatever. The death from above meta is what it is. It is what it is. Melee's at a disadvantage when you're out in the air. It is what it is. Yeah, driver, that's been the thing, and that's why the market's basically cooked. Market's cooked, and eventually there will be, like, you won't even find these encounters out here anymore because nobody will fucking need to come out here. I don't know where this checkpoint is, to be honest. We caught him with a grapple a couple of times. I don't know if this is the ping and desync issue that's going on. We caught him with a grapple a couple times, and it basically had no effect on them. Didn't pull him down, didn't do shit. This has been fun. I bet I'll catch you guys on the flip. North side of island on H5, southwest of the shipwreck on the mountain. Ooh. On instance 3, I'm assuming. Have I used the perforator? If so, did you like it? The perforator is not a shotgun that you use unless... None of the shotguns, realistically, are anything that you use unless their shields are down. Perforator on Harmony, specifically, Douglas, gets utilized when people hit you with the attractor field. And this is kind of the meta on Harmony right now. You saw it in the fight that we were just in. They'll catch you with the attractor field and then dump Regis disruptor pistols into you. As soon as your shield cracks, they're hoping that they still have attractor field time on you, in which case they will then whip out the perforator, and the perforator is kind of like the finish off shotgun, if you will, after the shields are dropped. If you still have the attractor field on you and they're firing a perforator, all of those pellets are basically going to rip into you. But, you know, the PvP in this game is also very much so it's a joke. Like, you could probably pick out a dozen skills from all of these skill trees that don't function at all how they say they do. On top of that, I will never use the knee charge ability ever again because that son of a bitch used his rapier and he just did a little bit of a poke, and it completely interrupted and nullified the knee charge. Just completely and fucking totally ridiculous. Unfortunately, the same thing happens with Crippling Strike, but I'm not so ready to just dump Crippling Strike, you know? Deep Desert Base is located on E5 or E6. E5 or E6? Jen, good evening, my friend. Jen. Good to see ya, good to see ya. I was looking at the reveal that they gave out today. I forget what it was. It didn't give you enough information. It said, and other stuff. What is the other stuff? Did I look at the blog? Did I miss the blog? I didn't look at it. Yeah, Golden God, I saw that. For looting something of value or stealing something of value and Varlamore or some shit, right? Yeah, repoise and tech slotted. Repoise passive, where? Where, Blade? Where? Yeah, no, Jen, I absolutely would not be surprised. But in completing the grid, you're then kind of opened up to this massive amount of power where you then can complete the rest of the game. On Arrakis, there is no PvP after they fixed the repair glitch. People are too scared to come out. That's such a weird mindset to have about PvP, Josh, in my opinion. Especially with how schematics are free as fuck nowadays. Repoise passive. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't have it. Oh, right. Nope, prescient strike. What are you even talking about? None of these say repoise. Solid stance? Is this a language thing? Is repoise something they call solid stance in France? Are you French, Blade? Are you French? Did I call it? Did I nail it? It's a French thing, isn't it? Dofus does that shit. I play Dofus, the French MMO, and they call some shit weird shit, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. You mean this. Evan, hello. Good evening, my friend. Good evening. Good to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic. Big ass rubber banding. Repoise and tech slotted. Repoise passive and tech slotted. What tech slotted? Oh, technique. Yeah, I bet you said that with a mouthful of crumpets, didn't you, Xena? Didn't you? You and your crumpets. Is that what you're talking about, though? This solid stance? I'm telling you, man, I fucking am so pissed off. I knee charge the guy, and he pokes me with his sword, and it cancels out my knee charge. I'm forced to use the metric system, and I honestly have no reference as to what it means, but every single game uses it, so I'm forced to use it. We're traveling 183 kilometers per hour. Can I tell you what the miles per hour that is? No. Fuck no. In Arc Raiders, this pisses me off too. In Arc Raiders, I was actually just complaining about this in my head the other day when I was making the Arc Raiders video talking about all of the different types of grenades. It says that the grenade's radius is 7.5. Nobody can explain what a crumpet is, Leah. Not even the Brits. Okay? Not even the fucking Brits know what a crumpet is. It's something that they go pip, pip, and cheerio with, and then they throw at people, I think. Something like that. I think you throw a crumpet. The proper use case is you throw it at somebody. But over in Arc Raiders, it says that, like, the explosion radius is 7.5 meters. And I'm like, that does literally nothing for me. Crumpet's just, crumpet is just a pastry, that's all it is. It's just a pastry, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, alright. Now we need to find out. What? What is a crumpet? Ugh. It's like a it's like a biscuit. It's like a biscuit. It's like a biscuit that you would get from McDonald's. That's what it looks like. A holy biscuit. Where was that one base located at, Kato? Do you know? Do you remember? Jim, Bob, good evening, good evening. Good to see you, good to see you. Okay, well, how many is 1 meter to feet? What is meter to feet? So if it's 7.5 meters in radius or whatever, how the fuck? How many feet? I'm at a half tank. It's where I like to ride. That's the exact amount of fuel. I'm also at half health. Half health and no spice, I think. We need to drink some more juice. So 7, 14, 21. Like 25 feet. Okay. Maybe a little less than 25 feet. Okay. That'll help me reference and put to fucking use how big of a area it's gonna be, but like I said, games force me to use the metric system, so it's like 7.5 meters for the grenade radius in Arc. I might have no reference as to what 7.5 meters is, but I'll know how big the radius is. I'll know how big the radius of the diameter or whatever of the circle. I'll know what it is based off of what it was and what it shall be again. Yeah, 7 yards doesn't tell me what it's going to be radius-wise either, though. About 23 feet, I can picture that on the ground. If I'm throwing a grenade, I can picture about what that's going to look like. 7 yards, I can't picture that. The mall police are out. Good. Good to know that we'll have some fairy dust sprinkled across the deep desert. No, Tanit, I actually forgot what it even was. Something probably to do with something or other, you know what I mean? One thing leads to another. And there you go. There you have it. Exactly, Grey Wolf. That's all I'm looking for, just to be able to get a little bit of like a frame of reference as to how big it'll be. 7.5 meters tells me nothing and actually makes me think it's going to be much smaller than 23 feet. We can do the math specifically, you guys. You know that, right? If 1 meter is 3.3 feet. We can do the math specifically by multiplying 7.5 by 3.3. So we don't need to do the roughlies. It's going to be 24.75 feet. Just under 25 feet, which is actually right what I estimated. So there you go. Looks like I do know the metric system. I'm a genius. Yeah, that sounds about right, driver. That sounds about right. Does it have to do with the vehicle recovery system, Tanit? That's the only thing I can think of. But I'd imagine with the vehicle recovery system, you don't get your items back if they were, say, in the storage of the vehicle. Also, we're talking arc raiders here. That's what I wanted to know the explosion radius for. Give two shits about it over here in Dune Awakening. Like I said, it'll say a 7.5 meter explosion radius, and it'll probably give you 2. The fucking game doesn't do anything right. None of its numbers are correct, which is why it doesn't even give you hard numbers in the first place. So, are you saying Instance 3 just got booted, driver? Nice. Fantastic. I think Kato found a base over here, but I don't know where it was at. And we haven't gotten any storm warning, so we might roll back over to the other instance and go give that little H5 base a go. What's funny is the schematics that you can get from these ships has already become irrelevant enough for me to not even want to pull off and grab that thing. Yeah, it's no big deal. We'll probably roll back out into the whatchamahoosit. Oh. Oh, it's broken. That poor fellow. You'd be correct. You lost your bike in quicksand yesterday. However, the storage was in the sand. Oh. Hmm. You know what? That's so funny, driver, that you bring that up. You're so right. Thumpering a vehicle now is almost providing a service because they could just reclaim it. Rather than that's chassis broken, so you can't even break it, you have to break it down. Or you can't even repair it, you have to break it down and put a new chassis on it. Yeah, Barkin just crashed. That's what driver was telling me. So I've heard. They did a good job fixing the lag spikes, am I right? They did a really good job fixing the lag spikes with last night's patch. No way. No way that would work, Tanit. It took me like 2 times reading that to understand what the fuck you were even getting at there. There's no way that would work. Where is it? Deflection. You enter a defensive stance deflecting darts that are fired at you. The ability lasts as long as your stamina holds out. Tanit's theorizing that if you ran deflection and they shot bullets at you, because this sword is meant to make the enemy bleed when you parry a weapon, that the game might count that as a parry, therefore turning the range that they introduced to you into a bleed. Now, I don't fucking... What pisses me off with the bleed and with this game in general, Tanit, is it gives us no information. We don't know if we actually procced the bleed on somebody. Bleed doesn't even have, like, that drastic of an effect-looking thing. So you don't know if you procced bleed on somebody. I parried somebody twice in a row in a fight, and I don't know if he was bleeding or not. Yeah, you see blood on the ground. Okay, yeah. Let me take a look on the ground after I parry this guy mid-fight. Let me pause to take a look on the ground to see if he's dripping blood, right? Yeah, it sounds like that sounds like how I'm gonna check, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. We pause mid-fight. Excuse me, sir. Hold on. Are you dripping blood? Yeah, okay. Resume. I see blood on the ground. Resume. The game just gives you no feedback. You know, I fire my shotgun at the guy while he's in the air charging his Regis Disruptor pistol. I don't know what damage my pellets did, if any. He could have had bleed resistance for sure. Yeah, timeout. And then you interview him mid-match. Excuse me, sir, do you happen by chance to be bleeding right now? Okay, perfect. Okay, my second question is, how much damage did that do? Okay, good, because the game's not telling you. So unless you hook up with some teammates and you literally test it one by one, which is ridiculous, or you sit down and do an interview after you PvP somebody. Yeah, at this point in time in the fight, when we were up on the base and I parried you twice, how much damage was the bleed damage doing to you per tick? Do you happen to know? Like, fuck, dude, I just, for a PvP, for what is supposed to be a guild versus guild PvP-focused game, they give you the least amount of information possible. It's astonishing. And I know exactly why they give you the least amount of information possible, because half of these passives do not function properly. So if they gave you the ease of access to test the numbers on their passives, you would find out so quickly how many of them are actually just not functioning. Because even just as a community, people have managed to test out and work out and figure out that specific passives aren't working as they should, such as like the garment repair and stuff like that. I don't want to test it, Leah. That's the problem. I don't want to have to... Oh, if I want to test the bleed? Yeah, we would have to test the bleed, wouldn't we? We would have to test the bleed. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. That's a really good point that you make. But it's like you shouldn't have to. You really shouldn't have to. Deflect is also buggy. Okay, good. You have to face directly at the shooter. Good. The skills are wonky. It's not even just that. Some of the passives do not even function properly. Some of these passives do absolutely nothing. Field maintenance, gunsmith, garment keeper, tailoring, and then the vehicle one as well. At least half of those are not functioning at all. Yeah, no, I got you, Leah. Mage, was that you? Was that you a while back? Yeah, we've been linking our Twitch for a while now. We've been linking the Twitch for a while now on the YouTubes. And yeah, you were absolutely right. You'd be surprised how many people will watch on YouTube but rather be watching on Twitch and don't even realize. And they don't even realize that you're live there. See, Tanit, I can understand that. I can get down with that mindset where somebody would enjoy going and testing all of the stuff. Damn, you don't even get hit markers over an Arc Raider. Sheesh. Sheesh. That is kind of comparing apples and oranges a bit. But if you don't even get hit markers over an Arc Raider, I doubt you get any sort of actual damage feedback. Any feedback as to what damage you did. Like, is there an even end of a match like, oh, you did X amount of damage to players? Because if they even have something like that, it's head and shoulders above what you get over here in Dune Awakening. You know what I mean? Well... Oh, perfect timing, driver. Perfect. Yeah, it's by experience, so that kind of sucks. Even if it was just total damage, that would kind of suck, because it's like total damage doesn't tell you anything. No way, Grey Wolf. I find that hard to believe. This whole Communinet system is a complete and total joke. This thing's a joke. Yeah, they've been saying that, driver. Whether it's true or not is a completely different story. Does Dune Awakening really have enough pull to convince somebody to want to DDoS it? I find that hard to believe. I find that hard to believe. Maybe an angry player. But it also, you know, there could also be something nefarious behind it where it gets DDoSed, they crash an instance to force the loot to respawn. The hit point regeneration passives do not work. Banned on Twitch, Sparkle. Damn. It 100% should. A server crash resets the loot, which is where these guys may be onto something with the DDoSing, but it's probably just server crashes. I think immediately conflating it to DDoSing is a bit of a stretch. Now, I'm pretty sure the other day, Steam in general got DDoSed. And ever since that happened, these guys have just kind of been rolling with that narrative. And I don't think that's the case. Whenever Harmony has an arena event, it DDoSes the server, right? Right. Right, that's less of a DDoS and more of a server crash, though, is it not? That's a Funcom issue right there. That's a Funcom problem. Give me a minute. My wife's either burning the house down or burning some popcorn. Either way, I'm gonna go check. It was popcorn. Yeah, I ate some. And I told her it was good, but I lied. It was not good, bro. She always burns the fuck out of popcorn. I do not understand. I do not understand. So bitter. I cannot believe she even eats that. You know what she was doing? She was pulling out brown sugar. I think she's gonna glaze it. Probably because it's bitter as fuck, dude. She don't watch the streams. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're in the clear. Bro, it is not easy to burn popcorn. It is so simple to burn. Or, no, it is not easy to burn popcorn. It is so simple. So simple. Steam and PlayStation both got hit with a DDoS. Yeah, that, and then oh, and oh, then they basically ran with that narrative. Though I'm telling you, these servers have, Dune Awakening has not been the victim of a bunch of DDoSing. Steam got DDoSed. You know, Sparkle, you're to be fair, you're absolutely right. I'll give you that. And she cooks it on the stovetop. We do on the stovetop as well. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong. She burns it in the microwave too, though, you guys. Like, she burns it in the microwave too. I don't fucking understand. Hagian, I think we have one lined up here. Instance 3 is the one with the one on F6 as well, though it is heavy on F6. Heavy on heavy on F6. But somewhere over in this direction, I believe we've got a base. The ping is back. Yeah, the popcorn button is where she goes wrong, though, Sparkle, because the popcorn button burns it. The popcorn button burns it. If you're cooking it in the microwave, all you got to do is listen to it. And the second that there's 2 seconds in between kernels popping, you pull that shit. Perfect every time. Yep. Yep. Just like I said, Blade. Just like I said. The popcorn button burns the shit out of it. Nah, you take your time, driver. You do you, my friend. I was just inviting you because you're on the same instance, and eventually a storm will be coming. We probably have, with the server just crashing, we could have a whole entire hour. So I'm gonna go give this base that you found a little scout out, and then probably do some extra scouting and whatnot. Dune Awakening has been the victim of Dune Awakening. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. These guys have no real vision for what they want their game to be like, and they basically left-turned on whatever little vision that they did have for the game. They left-turned on it basically immediately. I would definitely grab that before you come venture out here, driver, especially there's been a lot of people. There's been a lot of people over here on this instance. Oh yeah, Blade, I'm so glad you brought that up as I'm 1,000 meters away from my base. You legend. Blade coming in clutch, dude. We are running on fumes and I don't have any fuel. Are you saying what to the microwave burning the popcorn sparkle, or are you saying what to the timing thing? 2 seconds in between the kernels popping. It goes pop, 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 pop. And then as soon as it goes pop, 1, 2, no pops, pull that shit. Rip it out, because you're about to burn it. You know, I am relieved that these guys did not build over top of this battery, because it's the only battery that I have access to. Fantastic! It would be the one thing that made me spare their shit inside of their base, should the power of it go down. Because when the power on our base went down, somebody came in and pushed my ornithopter out into the danger zone. And I think it was them. So if their power goes down, consider it payback. I don't know if it was for sure them, but either way. Either way. I didn't know we had a hidden base. Oh. Got you. From the hidden base. Right. The base that we're going after. Yeah, we're probably an hour out from this next storm. Because the damn, so the server goes down, it resets the loot, but it also resets the storm timer. So, stream schedule is going to be a little bit different this upcoming week. Tonight's probably realistically going to be a fairly short stream. My wife is getting ready to take off out of town for an entire week. She's got some family shit that she's got to go take care of. So, we're probably going to cut the live stream somewhat short today and go spend a little bit of time with her before she ends up taking off. And my mother is going to be taking my son for a couple of days, which means tomorrow, where we typically do not run a live stream, we are actually going to be going live tomorrow, jumping back into Dune Awakening, doing the whole rigmarole. How you do, and we may actually start up at a earlier time. Because, like I said, I won't have my kid, I won't have my wife, I won't have anything to take care of, you know what I'm saying? So we may actually start up at an earlier time. We're not leaving yet, Tanit. We're not leaving yet. We're not done yet. We're not cutting it this early. No. We still got some time. But we probably will cut it a little bit early today so we can go spend some time with her. And then tomorrow we're going to be running a live stream, and we don't typically run a live stream on Saturdays. And it'll probably be, you know, like I said, starting earlier and probably running later because strictly... Man, that's so crazy, driver. I pegged the island on the map. I just guessed and pegged it. Oh, dear God, look at it. Bro, people be putting hidden bases down and shit. People be putting hidden bases down and shit. Like, I'm not looking hard enough anymore. We gotta start looking harder. We gotta start looking harder. So, what is going on with this lag, man? The rubber banding is crazy. Oh my goodness. So we may actually be able to get into some of the peak harmony time. Oh my goodness gracious, the lag is so juicy. So brilliant. So immaculate. I'm loving it. Oh, this base has already been popped, driver. Somebody got to it. Oh. Somebody got to it and left it. Well, you might be safe for now, console, but I'm coming back. Oh, trust me, I'm coming back. You see this chest right here? That's the chest with the loot. I can smell it. You know what, Blade? It's entirely possible. A 24-hour Dune stream would be a bit of a stretch, though. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a bit of a stretch. Can we stretch 24 hours of content in one sitting out of Dune Awakening anymore nowadays? I don't even know. Like, is that even something that can be done? But no, that's entirely on the table. Aside from the fact that we've got the 2 24-hour live streams coming up down the pipe, except for, like I said, my wife's going to be out of town both for the start of Old School Gridmaster and the Arc Graders playtest. So those might get cut down in time, so we may. It's entirely on the table. Now, what is this? This is just weird, isn't it? This is just a weird one. I swear, they get weirder and weirder as the weeks go by. Oh. Why? Why the half wall? It's like none of it's honeycombed. It's so weird, you guys, because it was so we were getting the most honeycombed bases I had ever seen over here on Harmony, and now we're getting some do-gap level bases, man. Some really what in the do-gap is this? Doesn't even make sense. Like foundations on the outside, what for? What are these foundations on the outside for? Why? Why the ramp? What is this ramp? What is this? What is this? What is this? Base design? What is this? Architect college? What the hell is that? Freaking weird is what it is. Leah, that's brutal. That is so brutal. Something's going on with the ping on my end in the past couple of days, I swear. Our ping has been getting absolutely throttled. Every time we swap instances, actually. Here, watch this. This maybe isn't the safest place to do that. Alright, old man. Good luck. I'll see you on the other side. Oh no, his eyes are closed. You know, Jim Bob, the bases over here have become less honeycombed, but they've also at the same time become like more creative in their hidden stuff. Like the base that we broke down with God, who was it, bro? Who was it? It might have been Fire in the Hole. The base that Fire and I were trying to break down the other day. That was the big carrier base that was farming the big ringmouth. And they had those hidden chests, like hidden inside of the walls, but not honeycombed. And the chests were hidden on the outside walls of the base. Literally the last place you would expect a chest to be hidden. Very weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be we'll see what ends up happening with the Gridmaster mode and the Arc Raiders. Though I'm super pumped up for Arc Raiders. I plan on playing that for an extended stint. But just based on the sheer fact that my wife is most likely going to be out of town, we might have to snip the Arc Raiders 24. See, the Arc Raiders is on the 17th, and that's when she's coming back into town. So realistically, if either of the 24-hour live streams that we have scheduled in the next week get cut down, it'll probably be the Gridmaster mode. But bro, I'm telling you, like, something about RuneScape. When I'm making RuneScape videos, when I'm playing RuneScape, I'm in my habitat. You know what I'm in my natural habitat. I'm in my zone. Driver, I like the Seethe. I think the Seethe is a decent weapon if you land a shot on them or two, especially if you have the headshot perk slotted in while they're charging up their disruptor pistol. But a lot of people prefer just the green Rafik Snubnose because its recoil is better. It has more shots in the chamber. It's only slightly less powerful than the Seethe, and it fires faster, which almost makes it more powerful. Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Jim Bob. I get what you're saying. Like, these foundations are here to block the fact that he's floored off and possibly hiding chests on the ground. Oh my god, he's got a survival fabricator out here? That's weird. That didn't hardly fix my ping either, did it? It's a bench. We've just got a do-gap level base going on out here. He put a bench out here, and I don't know what the hell that is. That's more interesting to me, in my opinion. But either way, if a storm hits H5, it's a twofer. It's a 2-for-1. Let's go see if we can possibly find a base close so we can maybe knock down a 3-for-1 raid. Now it's all storm dependent. Now it's all storm dependent. We just need the storm to hit. Is PvP dead for all servers? Arrakis only has a handful of so-called PvPers. PvP's just been shifted again. Like, previously it was at least consolidated to the most populated and most popular schematic of the week and at that lab or at that PvP ship. And now it's just kind of like scattered as hell. You could still go to like the PvP ship. Like this week, you could still go to H6 on Harmony, probably in any instance. And if you sit there for just, if nobody's there in the first place, I'm shocked. But if you sit there for just 5 minutes, you're probably running into somebody. So whether or not you actually get into a fight with those people is another question entirely. You know, some of them stick around and fight. Some of them jump in an ornithopter and bail. I wouldn't say PvP's dead, but it's just been shifted again in a really weird way. Yeah, see, when that's the thing, in Harmony, I've been seeing people like crazy all week, and Entropy and Echo are both saying that during, you know, closer to the peak times, you actually do run into some, you know, guild versus guild conflict of sorts, and shit, we just saw 3 ornithopters fly by us. So it's like, it's not like there's not people out, it's just whether or not these guys are PvPing is the question. This guy's just gliding and not boosting, so he might have rockets. These guys might be on like a mission or something, I don't know. On a mission for what? I don't even know. Would they ever even find anybody? I don't fucking know, man. Pretty positive this guy's not boosting. Which means he has rockets, if I had to guess. Or storage, possibly. I can't quite tell. We'll see if he turns on us and fires. Looks like he's got his buddies kind of pulling back as well now. You're not getting above me, pal. Come here. Okay, if this guy has rockets, like, he's fucking... should not be holding this gap on us. I mean, those look like rockets, don't they? Yeah, those are definitely rockets, so my question is, how is he now gapping us? Are those rockets? Honestly, can't tell. Those are boosters? Okay. I forgot that the default Ornithopters boosters are chunky as hell. Some thick old boosters. That checks out then. Well, 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 well. Who the hell are you? You gotta look out for the hidden bases. That's where they all seem to be popping up this week, is these little itty bitty hidden. I'm considering them, you know, schematic forward operating bases, which might actually expand on the rating that we end up being able to get into, should the population end up holding steady. You know what I'm saying? Instead of a forward operating base where somebody's storing a bunch of titanium and struvidium, you get a forward operating base that somebody's using to funnel schematics into as they're out here hitting these tiny crashed ships. That being said, schematics are a whole lot easier to move than titanium, so the chances of you finding one of these schematic bases that has anything left in it is just basically entirely left up to timing. It's kind of the same way with titanium bases as it is now, though. It's all up to timing. I think that the PvP players who are not wanting to go partake in PvP because the repair glitch is fixed have kind of got their priorities twisted up a little bit. As for the instanced loot, I think that's most definitely a problem. And all of the schematics being put onto the deep desert is also a big problem. The chest timers, I think, would be fine if they were at like an hour and a half. Kilo, apparently there is. Tanit's got some sort of like twisted riddle about flicking a pilot or something like that. God knows what that means. So I've only heard whispers and rumors. I don't know of anything consistent. You know, same thing with us and the way that we put big bases up on Do-Gap Driver. Though I was not using a carrier, you know, probably small group solo players, not worried about bringing a carrier out. You would think that the ornithopter retrieval system would have made people a little bit more ready to get up in the air and dogfight, but those are still pretty few and far between, and it doesn't help that the only time you can get into a realistic dogfight is in... Oh! Dear God. Well then. Oh dear. Did he see us? Dude, look at this base, bro. It is going to be stacked. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be absolutely filled to the brim. You want to know how I know? That chest right there. That's the chest. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be filled up. Super full. Super full. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thought it was possibly going to be possible to foundation rate them, but it doesn't look like it. Is this not honeycombed at all? What the fuck, dude? I don't understand it. This was a carrier forward operating base, like Driver's bringing up. This one was something they used as a carrier forward operating base. Goes down 3 walls and then foundation here. And then foundation here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is it. This is the entirety of the base. If I broke the bottom, I would just break in. Wait. What the fuck? There's like an underbelly to this base. Because this goes down so many. There's like an underbelly to this thing. What's in the underbelly? All the way in the 1 section of all things. That's interesting. It's definitely something they were using to farm a ringmouth temporarily, but it does have an underbelly to the base, which is interesting. You hope the repair glitch stays fixed for a while? I think it needs to stay fixed for a while for the game to stay healthy, because if the repair glitch comes back into the game, then the market saturation for schematics is going to be even more. And then what are you coming out here for? Are you coming out here to fight for schematics? Are you coming out here for what? What incentive do you have to come out into the deep desert for? If all of the schematics are all over the market, technically the only incentive that you have to come out here for is recreational PvP. And when you're coming out here and the only incentive anybody has to come out here is recreational PvP, it's going to devolve into a couple of things. It's going to devolve into like arena-based PvP or lab-based PvP, which would obviously be preferable, but also is going to be few and far between. So you're going to spend more time looking for fights than you spend inside of fights. Well, that's what's happening on this server as well, Autobot. Nobody's doing these labs. People are just running the ships and the small crashed ships, 100%. That's what's happening here as well. Which is why when people are like, oh, did it kill PvP on the server? I'm like, not really, but it just kind of like shifted it a little bit. And the reason that I think it not really is because just the sheer amount of people who play on Harmony. But even servers like Arrakis are having a hard time finding PvP, and eventually that is going to trickle down into Harmony as well. And him might be onto something when he says that it'll be 8,000 player base by December. You know, he might actually be onto something. Damn, I thought I saw some patches missing out of this. And these ships, the schematics that come from these ships, or the schematics that come from the PvP stations, in my opinion, have already become, like Driver said earlier, just less exciting to get. Yep, give it a month. I said give it a week and we'll know how bad it'll be. And it's gotten bad in just a matter of 3 days. Give it a month and we'll see what it did to the player base. And it doesn't help that Dune has some pretty big and steep competition coming down the pipeline with a lot of games. Thankfully for me, when it comes to Dune, for me specifically, this new deep desert looting system has kind of spawned a new form of base building that's happening. So I'm all about fighting at a base with whatever guild put that base up while we try and wait it out and raid that. I'm all about that. Like yesterday when we were fighting around that tower base and we were fighting that other granite base and the people over there, that was like some real D6 debacle vibes, which I really enjoyed. So thankfully for us, this whole system might spawn in some form of like base PvP system, which I think I would thoroughly enjoy. Oh. Mouse battery replaced. Fantastic. They won't have people left to merge servers. Autobot, it almost seems like that's what they're going for. I don't think they can merge servers. So what the hell is going on with the server merges? Am I tripping, or was it like a month ago that the devs were saying like, oh, we're going to come out and do a dev stream and talk about server merges here in a couple of weeks. It's been like a month since they said that, and they've been completely dead silent about the topic. My assumption is they can't do server merges, and they might just very much so axe servers. That would be crazy though, dude. That would be actually crazy if they just axed them. Funcom Thyroid, did they really? Did they really finally get rid of that? Wow. Wow. Just seems so unnecessary. The whole changing of that in the first place seemed unnecessary. So weird. That's in the Haga Basin though, driver. So that Dune status website's not checking deep desert. No, Jim Bob, if they end up merging servers, they would just end up merging deep deserts. They wouldn't merge Haga Basins. They would just merge deep deserts. We've already theory crafted the solution that they would take to that problem. Honestly, driver, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've only heard, people are only saying that it only tracks the Sieges, so it's not tracking the deep desert. I don't fucking know, man. To be honest, I realistically have no idea. I thought for the longest time it was tracking the deep desert as well, but... Players aren't going to come back, Manu. This is the problem. They're just going to keep losing them. What are they going to come back to do? This is a make your own fun game, and if you've reached a point where you can't make your own fun anymore, what are you going to come back to do? To partake in their PvE system? Because if somebody's genuinely like, man, I can't wait to go play Dune's PvE system, that person, I'll point somebody out who needs to get locked up in a loony bin, I tell you, fucking nut jobs. I would say to them, go play Once Human. It's free if you want like an actual PvE system in endgame. Oh, endgame thing to grind for. You know what I mean? Well, now what is that? That looks like a little bit more organized of a forward operating base, doesn't it? We've got some nasty lag going on as well. Where'd that base go? Well, there's only one way to find out. Yeah, I know. The last thing Funcom wants to do, Jim Bob, is make any sort of sense. I totally agree. I totally agree. They would fire me ASAP. They'd be like, this guy's talking too much sense. Get rid of him. Buggy's still here as well. Interesting. Knock, knock! Well, well, well. Quite the interesting setup they have with this thing. That could potentially be our 3-fer, though. We have the 2 that are right next to this one, and then we can maybe come and try and hit that one as the 3rd. Also, Manu, like, what do you think the odds are that some of these people who are playing on low-populated servers are just a bunch of people who are gonna not be happy when all of a sudden their deep desert is jam-packed with people? You know? Because I would say that it's not 0% of them. You know, there's at least a percentage of the people who are on dead servers who would probably prefer to play on dead servers, almost like it's their own little private server. So, it's just a weird situation the game's kind of pulled itself into at this point in time. But even that being said, I think console would absolutely eat this game up. And when do they vote for Game of the Year? Because it's the population, it's the people that vote on Game of the Year, isn't it? I don't fucking pay attention to that shit. Well, that's good, that's good. And the general consensus still leaves out that percentage of the population that would probably be bummed, but there's always going to be a percentage of the population that you can't please. Was that a wheel? No, it's just a mountain. Yeah, and the people that bully the PvE players or the solo players, how do you think they're gonna feel when all of a sudden they're the ones being bullied because they got merged onto a server that has a fucking mega guild on it? They're gonna be pissed. Honestly, I would love server merges. It would give us 2 deep deserts to go and look for bases to raid on. But with Funcom going basically dead silent on the subject, man, I'm convinced that they can't even pull it off. I don't have a green screen, Moonlight. I was born in the sand. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no green screen. We are right now flying 480 meters in the air. Looking backwards, no less. It's a shock that I never get vertigo, but I don't. Yes, I am what you get, Moonlight, when a sand trout becomes sentient, is what I've been told. Yes, yes. That's a line that matches up with the lore. We nailed it. We nailed it. We nailed it. We nailed it. We did lore stuff. We did lore stuff. Bro, what the fuck, dude, man? Dude, I swear the timer just gets completely and totally pissed on after the server crashes. There goes the timer. Like, these server crashes have got to stop because they're throwing off the base rating. Like, we should be looking at getting a storm within the next 15 minutes. Maximum, sorry. Because the server's been back online for now an hour. But it's like, I don't fucking get it, man. Yeah, the thing is, with Funcom's level of spaghetti code driver, it's not that simple, because if they do something as simple as move or change a number, so if they take the Seethe pistol, or no, if they take the Dune Watcher sniper here and they change the damage per shot from 346.1 to 342.1, that's going to have a chain reaction butterfly effect through their spaghetti code, which is going to make it to where 50 medium spice fields spawn every single hour. It's going to make it to where inventories from your vehicle get wiped randomly on random integers, and it's going to also bring back the repair glitch. So they can't even do the smallest thing without affecting all of the thing. TMO, are you using the Garment Keeper and the tailoring and the field maintenance and the gunsmith passives? And have you been using those passives for like the entirety of the game? Just curious. Because I think those passives used to work, but they do not function anymore. Those passives do not function anymore. So if you've been using those throughout the entirety of the game and all of a sudden your gear feels like it's dropping way faster, it's because those passives are not functioning. Yeah, but have you used these? Are you using these passives? Because if you've been using those the whole time, they don't function anymore. Unless the storm hit the edge of the map. Yeah, you're right, Doppelganger, you're right. It could have hit the edge of the map, and I wouldn't have even gotten a warning. It's so annoying. Oh my gosh, there's another one. What the fuck is going on? That one's a bit easier to scout. Fusa, if they either broke the passives or the passives were never working in the first place. One of the two. The passive seems to function for apparel. Well, that's good, because I slotted one skill point to Garment Keeper for shits and giggles, so that's good. Yep, TMO, that's what I was saying with their spaghetti code. They can't change one number on one item without having a complete and total butterfly effect, breaking the entirety of the game in 7 different ways that's completely unrelated to the change that they originally made. It's shocking, you guys, it's shocking, it's shocking. The spaghetti strand that this game is coded on should be studied. Halleck's pick sold for 19. It's down to 5 now. I'm not surprised. Have you seen the Regis Disruptor pistol that was selling consistently for 350 million plus is now sub 40 million? The Perforator shotgun, which was consistently selling for 65 million plus quickly. That was the quick sell price for the Perforator. You could get like 85 mil for it. 65 was the quick sell price for it, and it's now down to sub 10 mil. Yep. It's actually wild to see the exact problem I predicted this loot system bring into the game happen so rapidly. It literally happened so rapidly. It wasn't 48 hours into the new update and the Perforator was sub 10 mil. Yeah, if you're looking consistency, you're looking for consistency from the wrong set of developers, let me tell you. These guys are goofballs. Unique schematics are worthless 9 times out of 10. There's like 10% of the unique schematics that have held their value and will probably continue to hold their value. At least until Tier 7 comes out. That's Pincushion, surprisingly, and that's because it comes out of the Landsrad. Circuit Gauntlets also somewhat holding their value. Anything that comes out of the Landsrad or the Weapons Vendor, like the Ancient Way, holding its value. The hell is that? It's just a rock. It's not just a rock. Yeah, Pincushion. Well, the thing about Pincushion is it's holding its value, but it's also a schematic that people have just probably like 10 of. People, especially if you've been playing Harmony since day 1 and grinding out the schematics realistically, you probably have like 10 sets of Pincushion at this point in time. Chuji brought up in a previous stream that for this system to really like hold its functioning value, it needs to drop like a new schematic or a set of new schematics monthly. And I don't think Funcom has what it takes to do that, not without breaking the game. Yeah, everybody's basically stacked on pincushion, and it's still something that comes into the game on a weekly basis through the Landsrad, so it's not like it's just not available anymore, but out of all of the schematics, it's held its price the most so far. Like, straight up Bulwark, you could probably get Bulwark gear for under 5 million, Executor under 5 million, bro. It's completely and totally fallen off of a cliff. What sucks too, because you used to be able to, like, say, hold on to schematics. Like, say this week was the Bulwark set. Obviously, the Bulwark set would be going down in price this week because there's people looting it. But 2 weeks from now, when it's been 2 weeks since Bulwark has been out, there's going to be none of that on the market. And so you can kind of corner the market and charge a ridiculous upcharge for it. You don't even get that little bit of, like, market play anymore, which sucks. Realistically, though, like I was saying about the PvPers who are not coming out to PvP because they're worried about the durability loss that their gear is taking, I think they're being a little bit dramatic. Your gear takes very minimal losses. Now, if you're in, like, extended fights with, like, big guild wars, sure, you're gonna take some pretty substantial damage, but you should be able to repair that thing at least twice over before you need to even think about replacing it. Yeah, pincushion is surprisingly held its value. I would have never predicted that. Man, we have to be within, like, 10 minutes of a storm coming. Unless a storm, like we said earlier, hit the bottom sector and just completely and totally screwed us. You know, the wing, it used to be worse, John. They did adjust the wear and tear on the Ornithopter. It used to be worse. Your wings used to take twice the damage that they take right now. They cut the damage in half on the wings. It used to be so much worse. But yeah, I don't think your Ornithopter should take damage from just flying around. I've said that before. I think that's a bit ridiculous. If it gets shot or, you know, whatever, you get caught up in a storm, sure. But just flying around... Like, I get it, wear and tear, whatever, yada, 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 but it just is a bit ridiculous. It, at the bare minimum, should get cut in half again. It is definitely still bad. Rough, dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this storm. Well, the pincushion prices will be up and down on a weekly basis, Cowboy, totally based on the Landsrad. Because that's the only spot that they come out of. So yeah, towards the end of the week when everybody's getting their Landsrad rewards, they'll probably end up dipping in price, and then at the start of the weeks, they'll go back up and whatever, but how long does that last before everybody's got multiple sets of pincushion and nobody's coming in PvPing anymore because they're scared of durability loss and when whatever other reason? It's just, I don't know, man. Oh, fuck, dude. I just saw my own ornithopter wing, and I thought it was one taken off. I just got myself all excited for no reason. Wave the mirror from a fallen ship. Very nice, very nice. You can get the Regis Disruptor out of that as well. Quite the grab. Your gripe is with the Tier 6 compactor wear and tear? I haven't compacted sand in so long. Actually, ever since we've moved over to Harmony, I haven't had to compact sand because the duping was so bad. Melange has now stabilized in price because they've nipped the duping in the butt, but I've got so much in the back storage it didn't even matter. Yeah, it's a low drop rate from the ships, but Eurism, I'm pretty sure, pulled 2 Regis Disruptors from one ship, so you can double roll the loot. Which, again, it's like, if one person is pulling 2 Regis Disruptors from a ship, even if it's a rare drop rate, they're hitting that double roll. How many other people are hitting that double roll? Enough people to drop the Regis Disruptor from 350 million down to sub 40. Very nice, Thyri, very nice. The compactor breaks after a whole medium? Oh, damn. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Yeah, how consistent are they going to be in adding new stuff, though, Eurism? That's the question. Because if they added new schematics on a monthly basis, that would definitely be huge. It's a double whammy with the repair glitch. What I do, I gain by going out there and fighting, just break my gear. It is a bit of a double whammy, but... And we were looking at it yesterday, and it was a bit more expensive to replace the entirety of my set than I was giving it credit for, but that was mainly because Pincushion is a ridiculous price right now, and the Circuit Gauntlets are a ridiculous price right now. If I were to swap any of that out with, like, Executor or Bulwark, we would be paying a fraction of the price. The one thing that would be is the shield and the, generator, whatever that's called. Power pack. Chuji, you do bring up a good point. Like, you do bring up a good point, and that's why, that's realistically why we aren't, out there just, dying over and over and over again and really just beating our head against the wall. Because, yeah, the durability loss, while it's not much, it is something. And certain items are going to be a pain in the ass to replace, the young Sparky. So, you're not wrong. That's what a lot of people are doing, TMO, is just these fallen ships as well as little bits of caves and maybe some PvE labs. Some people are doing the PvP ships, but they're in and out of there so quickly. Nobody's really doing any of the PvP labs. Those have been pretty dead. So, yeah. Well, we're past the time where we should have gotten a storm, so God only knows when if this thing's gonna pop up. I'm assuming we missed it. Hey, very nice, Eurism, very nice. I don't know if you've seen it, but I've got 2 of those carriers just absolutely stuffed inside of the hangar. Give me a minute. What server, John? Forge has been dropping from the down ships for me like crazy. Same with Executor. Maybe it's not Forge. Maybe I just keep getting Executor. Oh, that's another thing that you bring up, and I don't even think you meant to. Saying Aaron Refuge, but Arena PvP has kind of been completely and totally killed off, hasn't it? The whole organized PvP that people were doing. They're not even bothering doing that anymore, are they? So there's like another weird form of make your own fun that people were doing inside of the game that's been taken out. And in a make your own fun game, the more of these like avenues that people are using to make their own fun is bad. Death races apparently have been still going on, but in the sense of people are dropping all of their gear and shit. Just going out there with like a low tier shield or something like that. Yeah, a death race apparently happened earlier today. Yeah, fiber armor, low tier shield, like Driver said. Funcom doesn't like fun, ironically. Yeah, I'm coming to realize that as well. You know, people's gear fear is strange. Like, gear loss, gear fear, all of that's, like, very weird. It's, like, a very weird concept to me. I grew up playing RuneScape, and out in the wilderness, you're losing gear all the fucking time. You know, you're taking gear all the time, you're losing gear all of the time. So, like, gear fear to me is, like, very strange. And in Dune Awakening, like, collecting the schematics, also, I've kind of had I've never even really taken joy out of it. I don't know if anybody's been watching since the Dew Gap days, but over in Dew Gap, I basically have like bare minimum ass schematics over there because I was never worried about the schematics. I was very much so just making my own fun, raiding bases and shit like that. So like the gear fear with the buggy losses and all of that is always just, I don't know, I don't understand it. I'm giving it 40 minutes here. If we don't see a storm. Absolutely cooked. I don't know what happened, bro. Not a single storm rolling through. They don't play the game, John. I'll die on that hill. You got 3 treadwheel schematics? Nice. Very nice. Jux is getting hooked up from the, getting absolutely loaded from them crashed ships. Walking away thick. No, the devs don't play the game, John. Not realistically, not without spawning themselves in items, because if they played the game for even an hour without spawning themselves in items, the deposit all feature would have launched with the game. There's zero chance the game would have gotten greenlit, missing something like that would have gotten picked up so quickly. From a cave? Oh, brutal. Can you get the Kynes cut array out of the deep desert loot pool? I didn't even think about that, Juxt. Can you land that thing out of the deep desert loot pool? Wasn't somebody saying that you can? Juxt has been waiting, just if you guys aren't aware, 8 weeks now, I believe. 8 weeks they've been waiting for that that Kynes cut array to show up on the Landsrad on one of the European servers in the 9th week. Still yet to show up on the Landsrad. Now they have an opportunity to land it in the deep desert, but it's a rare opportunity, and they just pulled 3 tread wheels. Huge. Huge. No, it is in the loot pool, Carver. Yeah, no, whatever server Juxt is on, going 9 weeks without the Kynes cut array on it sucks. Especially when they started off their whole 9-week spree. We had just gotten it 2 weeks in a row over on Harmony for like very, very simple tasks as well. We had to do very little to end up pulling the Kynes cut array. Little did Juxt know it was going to be 9 weeks in a full loot deep desert before they got their hands on one. 3 in a row on Harmony. Damn. Damn. The prints are the big thing, John. The prints are the big thing, and there are a couple of them that are kind of a pain in the ass to replace. I will concede to that, like the Young Sparky, the Adaptive Holtzman Shield, the Circuit Gauntlets. Those 3 items are a pain in the ass to replace. They're a bit rare. But even then, it's just a matter of time before there's enough of those items in the loot pool where they're not rare anymore. What's the timer on the Deep Desert PvP labs? 5 hours. 5 hours, tan it, buckle in, strap in. The shield came out a couple weeks ago, driver. And I don't know where you pulled the shield in. Oh, did they fix it? Honestly, I don't know what the timer is then, Tanit. Like I was just saying, I don't give a damn about the schematics, dude. I really, really don't. And they're just going to become easier and easier to pick up off of the market. Yeah, Freak, I'm right there with you, man. I'm totally right there with you. It's definitely a make-your-own fun type of game, and as soon as they take out the method in which you were making your own fun, or that fun that you were making becomes less entertaining, yeah, I totally agree with you, man. I feel you on that. Well, the Dugap server, the second server that I play on, John, doesn't sell shit on the market either. And thankfully now it's easier than ever for you to find stuff. That's what I was saying. When we first got on the stream, I checked the Dugap server to make sure I still had power. And we checked the market as well, and there was like maybe 5 tier 6 schematics for sale, and they wanted a ridiculous price for that server, in my opinion. Especially considering how easy it would be to just go and grab those for yourself. Pulled the Adaptive Holtzman out of D1 today, so even something like the Adaptive Holtzman Shield is coming out of PvE labs, albeit at a low % drop chance, but it's still coming out of the labs, so it will eventually be something where there's plenty of the schematic out in the market, and it'll just be another one of those schematics that's fairly easy to replace money-wise. I think Eurism was saying even at the start of the stream that the Circuit Gauntlets are sub 30 mil. How much are the Circuit Gauntlets? Was it 30 or was it 80? Something like that. Bro, they were 250 yesterday. Might have been 90. Might have been 90 mil. They were 250 yesterday, all the way down to 90. Yeah. That's quite the drop in one day. And it's only going to continue. Like, this drop doesn't end because the amount of loot never ends. Which is why you need the repair glitch to be out of the game, so that people actually lose schematics and have to replace them. Otherwise, we're going to be paying 200,000 Solari for a schematic when we're sitting on 591 million Solari. I mean, what the fuck? If the repair glitch is out of the game, people will get their best in slot set and then basically never need gear or schematics ever again. And at that point, what are we doing? Are we fighting for gear and schematics that we don't need? I don't understand. Only thing dropping faster is their player base? No kidding. It actually didn't even peak past 15,000. Let's take a look. The 24-hour peak player count was 15,825. I anticipate the game riding between 12,000 and 15,000 players on the daily peak concurrent player count. It'll peak out daily between 12 and 15,000 players, all the way through to the first expansion. We potentially have a 3 for raid here, bro, but I think we're gonna get fucked on the storm. There's 1, 2, 3, and then even potentially 4, though there's gonna be nothing in that 4th one. We can for sure do 1, 2. The 3rd one is gonna be difficult because I don't know if we're gonna be able to find the sub-thief. John, honestly, and this goes for anybody, if you're getting burnt out from playing Dune Awakening, makes total sense. It's a game that'll burn you out. You can get a lot of hours out of the game, but it'll burn you the fuck out. My best advice is to do exactly what you're saying. Play another game for a day or two. I was about to crash out with Dune Awakening, bro. I was so done with this game. And then Borderlands came out. We put in a 24-hour Borderlands stream. RuneScape 3 Leagues came out. We put in a 24-hour RuneScape 3 Leagues stream. And I'm telling you, when we came back to Dune Awakening after that, I just felt refreshed. The bullshit with this game just didn't bother me anymore, you know? A lot of your guild is playing Borderlands 4. Dude, I'm itching for some Borderlands 4 Steam. I haven't been able to play through the whole campaign yet because I just haven't had time. At first, I was going to, like, just relegate all of Borderlands 4 to playing it on the live streams. So, like, a couple of days when I did have time, I was like, nah, I'll wait to play it on the live stream. And then I was like, you know what? We're just probably not going to even do many more Borderlands live streams realistically, so I'll play it off stream, no big deal. And I just have not had any time to jump on and play. And when I do have time to jump on and play, like just the other day, I was like, we're going to jump on and play today. Hell yeah. And some Arc Raiders news came out with the fact that they're introducing the wipe system and how that's going to work. So I was like, oh, well, there that goes. I gotta make a video. And there was 4 hours putting together the video. Fantastic. And then I was going to play again, but then I was diving into... This is my fault. This is less of like a news came out that I had to cover and more of like I found a video that I wanted to make because I was digging into the Arc Raiders weapons and I saw that there was 20 different types of grenades and I was like, boom. Easy, bro. Cover all 20 of these grenades real quick. There goes all my Borderlands time. Last weekend, you enjoyed playing Helldivers. I'm telling you, driver. I'm telling you, and when you come back to Dune, you're just feeling refreshed. You're like, you know, you let the bullshit kind of slide off of the shoulder for a little bit. Like, yeah, I knew what I was coming back to. Type shit, you know? I think that if most PvE players, John, will never step foot in a PvP zone. You've gotten to play Arc Raiders? Hell yeah. See, I haven't gotten to dip my toes in yet. I'm really, really, really excited for the upcoming Server Slam playtest. I am incredibly excited. My wife's going to be out of town, so... this is what sucks, you guys. My wife's going out of town, so we had two 24-hour live streams slotted to come in next week. The Gridmaster live stream on October 15th, and then the Arc Raiders live stream on October 17th. But we're probably going to have to take the old school Gridmaster stream and cut that one back. And then, like I said, she should be getting back Friday night, so we should be good to go on running a 24-hour Arc live stream. But the other live stream schedules might get their schedules shifted around a little bit. And like I said, we're gonna end up cutting it somewhat early tonight, but we're gonna be going live tomorrow. I don't typically go live on Saturday, but my wife is gonna be out of town tomorrow, and my mother wants to take my kids so she can just spend some time with the kids. So I'm gonna have the house to myself tomorrow, bro, and be damned if we ain't gonna fucking spend some time going live. So the live stream tomorrow may kick off earlier in the day, and we might go live at like 5 p.m. my time or some shit, which is 7 Eastern, which is, you know, hours before we typically start. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be a bit of a weird week here coming up, unfortunately. The timing wise with these two new games might shake things up a little bit even further, but we'll see. My kid's super chill, my kid's super good, and he's at the age where he can mainly just watch himself. So running a 24-hour Gridmaster stream while at the same time popping in and out to make sure my kid's fucking all right and crafting some lunch up for the kid might end up working just fine. He's a gamer just like his dad too, so realistically he'd probably just put in a 24-hour stream, you know what I'm saying? Kid had just put in the hours. He's a grinder, man. He can grind. He's got the fucking grind going, man. We might run some Borderlands live streams, driver, but you know, like realistically, I don't play Borderlands like a lot of your mainstream Borderlands players play it. A lot of them play the game and then they do the Vault Hunter mode, and then they go through and they grind out specific bosses 100 times over just to get like a really rare drop from that boss. I'm not grinding a boss out 100 times over just to farm a drop type shit, you know? I play the campaign, I play the Vault Hunter mode, so it's like campaign twice, and I think they changed the way Vault Hunter works in Borderlands 4, I'm not positive. I haven't gotten there yet, but, there's not really... Oh, great, good. This is fucking good, this is good. Anybody else inside of this, driver, you get booted? Or is this just me? Is this a full server boot, driver, or is this just me? He has not, Hagian. He has not. He wants to jump into Dune Awakening, but he's at the age where he can take care of himself and, you know, do some things for himself. But he's also at the age where he's like, he's playing creative mode. You know what I'm saying? He's a creative mode type guy. He plays Grounded 2, but he doesn't play Grounded 2 normally. He'll like create an arena and he'll spawn in bugs, and he's in creative mode, so he's like one tap it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a very much so a creative mode player right now. So I feel like it'd be a waste of money to even run the Dune thing. The family share might change that up, but Well, that's fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you know, but that just completely and totally reset the storm timer that we had going previously. Fantastic. Fantastic. Carver, the reason that they're not laying in wait is because they actually can't. Nah, what'd they say, Teddy? What'd they say? Who's Iggy? Who's Iggy? Is Iggy the community guy who always always comes in? Have I played Surrounded? No, I haven't. How long is it supposed to take for a storm timer? They come every hour on the hour. So if a storm happens at the 30-minute mark, it's going to happen at the next hour on the 30-minute mark. They come every hour on the hour, except for when the server crashes, then the storm timer resets. And when the server resets, the storm timer also resets. But, yep, you should be able to fully time the storms out, Jim. You should be able to fully time them out. Very rarely is it like an hour and a half weird oddity. Very rarely. It's typically every hour on the hour. If it does shift, if there is like a 15 to 30-minute oddity in the storm timer, so if it goes from 30 minutes on the 30 to on the 45, the next storm will also be on the 45. Like the whole storm timer shifted at that point. Funcom's located in like Norway or some shit like that. I don't fucking know, dude. I have no idea, Tanit. What did Iggy say though, Teddy? What did Iggy say? I'm so curious. Because they have completely and totally jacked Melee. Also, I don't know who Iggy is. Is Iggy the community manager that always comes in clutch? HQ's in the Paris catacombs. No kidding. No kidding. Norway, I called it. I called it. I called it. I know a thing or two. I'll be right back. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they're internationally if they have offices all over the place. That makes sense. Yep. Oh, and like Athos is saying, it's completely owned by Tencent, so who knows how many of those are actually up and functioning. Yeah, they just closed. They should close more. They should close more. They should sell the IP over to like maybe a competent development studio. Iggy basically said the changes aren't a tattoo and balance will be ongoing. Oh, okay. What changes did they make that everybody's mad about, though? Are we talking crippling strike? And weirding step? I'd like them to address maybe the attractor field first. I think that should be where they go first. If the server crashes, is the worm still active? Yes, Douglas, but they've done a good job at making it to where it doesn't actually get you. Yeah, Tencent outsourced Funcom to AI. Yeah. Crippling strike. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um. Honestly, when you hit people with crippling strike, the movement speed bonus, it's not that bad. Like, I don't think it's that bad. I think the weirding step stamina cost sucks, and I think that just overall, what sucks the most is the fact that attractor field is just a fucking a crutch for range combat. It's just a crutch ability for range combat. It's really annoying. And Suspensor Blast, bro. Suspensor Blast does like 8 different things with the click of a button, and it's a hard counter to melee. You can dodge like, oh god, they did. Okay, so that's what they. So I'm saying that I thought people were complaining about the movement speed buff, so they made it to where crippling strike, you're no longer like you no longer have that like ridiculous movement speed buff where you can't move at all, you're slowed down to a crawl. I thought that's what people were complaining about. But you're right, being able to dodge that many times, yeah, basically giving you the full amount, because crippling strike is meant to drain the stamina, which is meant to do the thing. I mean, there's a dozen different studios that you could give it to, honestly, John. I'd like it to go to somebody who is known for putting together survival games and preferably like multiplayer survival games. But yeah, that's actually a huge nerf to crippling strike, Chuji. The fact that they can swap over so many times. Rust, I mean, Jim Bob, I mean, like, honestly, maybe, I don't like the way Rust handles their cheater problem, but possibly. Yeah, no, you're right, Chuji. That's way too big of a nerf. You can't really blame Iggy, though, man. Like, I don't give Iggy flack, dude. That guy, he's just the messenger, bro, and he's out there fucking taking arrows and shit. Like, I feel bad for that guy almost, right? And he does make a point. It's like, look, they're not tattoos, meaning that it's not a permanent change, and that balance is going to be ongoing. I would like to see some actual balance be made, though. Not just some random-ass crippling strike balance and then no adjustments to the attractor field at all. Like, what sort of world do we live in where they didn't also need to adjust to the attractor field? Shigawire, Gravity Grenade, and Suspensor Blast? Oh, you know what? Ambition, you know what? See, and see, we're back to this whole status here that happens inside of Dune Awakening that I absolutely love. I fucking love it. It's so good. Like, I don't think they're doing it on purpose. So, I don't want to give the credit to the devs for this. I don't. But maybe just intrinsically the system that they had set up lended towards this happening, and it's the fact that the meta is constantly shifting, bro. We are in a constantly shifting meta, and I absolutely love that. Because just now, Tanit bringing up the Shigawire, Gravity Grenade, Suspensor Blast, Ambition, Shotgun, you know, starts to get my brain juicing, and I'm like, oh, okay, Ambition, Shotgun actually might be a play. Some sort of crippling strike paired with Ambition, Shotgun. They would have to be pretty quick on their feet. They would have to be pretty quick on their feet to counter your shield going down with the Ambition, but that's not, you know, out of the realm of possibility of something that could happen. So, you know, that might be something you got to keep your eye out for. But Crippling Strike to slow them down, Ambition to help drain extra dodges forced into some sort of slow blade type scenario, either via possibly Suspensor Blast or anything really. Possibly. The Gravity Grenade cancels the Gravity Mine. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, no, because you can't be in your own gravity grenade. It has the same effect on you as it does another person, no? You don't think the drill shots would be decent in a 1v1? Especially the 1v1s that we've been running into recently, Chuji? With these people flying in the air, focused on their drill shot, or focused on their Regis Disruptor pistol. These people flying through the air focused on their Regis Disruptor pistol. If as they go flying through the air, you land a drill shot on them and they go to charge up their Regis, they're just going to take that to the face. Gravity grenade over mine cancels it, but you get hit with the gravity grenade. No? Like, you get hit with your own gravity grenade, so now you're just dealing with the gravity grenade's effects. Weirding step, crippling strike, and then ambition. See, I like the weirding step into crippling strike, except for it leads me to these problems where my crippling strike doesn't proc, or I use crippling strike as they're dodging out of my weirding step, so they're getting hit with like an iframe that's preventing my crippling strike from landing. So the timing on that, like you're saying, Jim, is a bit wonky. See, the penetrator sucks in my opinion. I mean, bleed is good, but 2 shots is just so... it's too little. I don't know what the ambition is going for, but I'd imagine that the ambition is a weapon that holds its price because you can only get it out of the weapons vendor. Though the ambition notoriously over on Harmony has been cheap as fuck, so... before this whole loot change, you can pick up an ambition for like 5 million. Which is nothing on this server. Dude, what the fuck, man? I just want a battery. Well, that would be great. Why is my ornithopter tweaking out? Oh, nice. Oh, fucking perfect. You can dodge out of any drill shot, Jim Bob. That's not just if you fire at them from above. If you stick a drill shot into somebody, all they need to do is dodge. Well, geez, Louise, there's not a single one of these over on the other island, but there's 5 of them in this one area? Unbelievable. Yeah, so if you hit somebody with a drill shot and it's drilling into their shield, all they need to do is dodge and it'll delete that from them. That's the counter to the drill shot, and that's actually the use case of the drill shot. So you would hit them with the crippling strike, and this would work better before they nerfed crippling strike, actually. But you hit them with the crippling strike, and then you pop them with a couple of drill shots. That's going to force them to use their dodge, at which point you could come in for a slow blade, and they can't dodge out of your slow blade, and they're fucked. That, or you hit him with a couple, or you could have hit him with a crippling strike, and then just hit him with all 4 shots of the ambition, one at a time, making sure they dodged out of each one, and then as soon as they ran out of stamina, you just pumped it into them. Drill shot at a distance seems to go through the shield quicker. I think it depends on if, it might feel that way if somebody does something to drop their shield. Because like I was saying to Chuji, if they're flying through the air, if I have a Regis Disruptor pistol and I'm flying through the air, aiming at this guy down here, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to Regis this guy, and he hits me with a drill shot. First off, if I'm in the air and I don't have air dodge, I'm fucked. I'm going to get hit with that drill shot. If you can't air dodge, you can't air dodge the drill shot off of you. So if you hit them with the drill shot and they don't have air dodge, they're fucked. They're going to get hit with that. Secondly, if you hit them with the drill shot and they go to charge up their pistol, it's going to drop their shield, which is going to make them face tank that drill shot. Is that so, Chuji? Do you not get the bleed effect if it's drilling through their shield? Hey, Godspeed. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. See, that's what I like about Dune Awakening, you guys, is the meta is shifting. It's a constantly shifting meta. I very much so enjoy that. I wish they would open up the skilling system and allow you to respec your points at the cost of some Solari or something. So that way you could actually, like, experiment in mass on it. It only bleeds on unshielded. So there's another reason that the Penetrator just is not over the ambition, in my opinion. It never was, and it was never over the ambition strictly because of the 4 shots to 2 shots. I think it's too big of a difference, in my opinion, but we can respec every 48 hours, but that's fucked in so many different ways, Godspeed. So it's like, okay, so I decided to experiment, and all of a sudden I found out that the build that I experimented with sucks. So now I'm basically screwed for 48 hours. Also, what if I want to farm? What if I want to go farm? So if I want to go farm and I spec into farming, so I'm getting extra mats from farming shit, now I can't PvP for 48 hours. That's just like, it's unnecessary. It's an unnecessary time gate. And if they want to gate it, it should be gated in some other way. A melange gate, I wouldn't be adverse to that. A Solari gate, I think, would work the best. And honestly, with the PvP that we've been getting into recently, a lot of people are running Death from Above and the Regis Disruptor. And if I'm running a melee build and I'm fighting out in the open, I'm at a massive disadvantage to people who are running Disruptor and Death from Above. So we may actually slot into the Ambition Shotgun. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this right quick. See? Beautiful. This actually does already help me. This gives me extra drill shot damage, right? You would kind of want center of mass for that as well, but that's regardless of the point. The drill shot is more so meant to be a light counter to those guys flying in the air. Bleed is stronger than poison or fire. It is. The penetrators apply bleed through shield, but apparently it was too OP. Oh, great. It's the only weapon that applies bleed from range. Interesting. What's the new build I've landed on now? We're just running a melee build paired with the shotgun, because we're running the shell burster as a counter to somebody Regis disruptoring me. And then I pulled out the Dune Watcher recently as well, because we were running into base combat where I was actually posted up at a spot where I could have gotten snipes off, but I didn't have the sniper, so we've brought that out, but I still have the Regis on me as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are, in fact, because the storm timer got reset, going to end the stream here. My wife is getting ready to leave town for the entirety of the week here, so we're going to go spend some time with the wife before she ends up taking off. She's got some family shit she's got to take care of. Tomorrow, we're going to run a live stream tomorrow, and it's probably going to be starting up earlier than usual, and also probably running until later than usual, because I'm going to be living a bit of the bachelor life tomorrow. The old man Jenkins is turning a bachelor tomorrow. I tell you what, we're not going to have the kid here. We're not going to have the wife here. Full-on bachelor mode live stream. Am I right? So we'll be running a live stream tomorrow where we typically do not run a live stream tomorrow. But yeah, we're going to end it here. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Haggy and dropping the community sub over on Twitch. You're a madman, my friend. Godspeed and Cowboy and Jim Bob and Tanit and Jen was here for a bit. Juxed and Steam Powered and Athos. We appreciate you guys. Driver over on the YouTubes. We've got Long Inspiration, Blade, Kato, DCL coming in at the top 3, followed by Endless Mystified, Douglas, Sparkle Farts, sparkling per usual, Moonlight, Metal Sonic, and Grodius rounding out the top 10. I appreciate you guys. I most definitely do. I will catch you guys live tomorrow. But other than that, I hope you guys all have an amazing night. I'm out.